Hello, this is Kelly and Jackie. We are the AIN teachers for the Cert 3 in Health Services, AIN, and we are going to show you very quickly and easily how to make an unoccupied bed. So obviously we've come and the bed is clean. We have got our correct equipment, which is 2 sheets, a blanket and 2 pillowcases. We will now proceed with making an unoccupied bed. So first and foremost,
take the brakes off and pull the bed away from the wall so that you're not likely to damage any of the equipment that's on the wall. And if we made this bed at this height, we would end up with a really bad back. So one of the first things we need to do is raise it to the hip height of the shortest person that is making the bed. Otherwise you end up with like nurse's back, that real pain. So we're clean and tidy, we've washed our hands, we've got everything ready. And off we join well go.
okay, this is your first sheet, which is your bottom sheet, okay? You put it in the middle of the bed and you just roll it out as you can see, okay?
I would take the hem that's nearest me and pull it. We're not doing any shaking for infection control, or those like dust particles can go in the air. Just straighten it out and start at the top end.
And with this bottom sheet, there's generally a crease in the middle, and that would be the middle of the bed. Okay. Always make sure when you do the top of the bed that you leave yourself enough room to be able to tuck correctly. Okay, so you tuck that in, then you then do what we call the hospital corner. Okay. Obviously, you work at the same end
At the same time.
Same time.
Pull that nice and tight so there's no creases, which can cause pressure sores.
And yeah, same again, across hospital corners down the side. You then proceed to go along the whole mattress, tucking in, pulling the sheet at any stage so it's got no wrinkles.
And there is your bottom sheet.
Now you proceed with the top sheet. Same principle as what you did with the bottom sheet, just fold it out, no shaking.
I take the hem that's nearest me and we pull it.
It too will have a line down the middle. Obviously you tuck in the bottom, and you tuck in enough so that you've got plenty of room.
And we just do the mitre on this one, don't we? And we don't untuck it all the way down so it's left like so.
You've got the nice angle for the hospital corner. Next would be our blanket.
Exactly the same principle as the sheet.
Blankets do not need to be changed every single day, only if they are soiled or contaminated in any way. It's the same principle, fold out, no shaking, line in the middle, and then you tuck it in the end, only doing a hospital corner.
So obviously when the person gets in, they don't untuck all of it, you know, including the bottom bed. Put it up, fold back.
Last but not least, pillowcases.
These, no special way of putting them on, but not shaking the pillowcases,
Okay.
you know.
You
to
don't
get
hold them against you. Okay.
Now remember, this bed's really, really high now, so we need to lower it down, otherwise some person, you know, not going to be able to get into it. Make it a mission for them. Move it back into position. Put the brakes back on. Leave the core bell so that it's available for the person and the controls nearby. Voila.
There you have a made bed.
We are going to make an occupied bed. So first of all, obviously we have a person in the bed. I'm going to come over and go, hello, going to change your bed for you, explain to them what you're doing, confidentiality, privacy, you know, respect, that kind of thing. So first things first, bed at the correct height, which is at the hip height of the shortest person.
Okay, then when you proceed, the first step would be is you would loosen all the sheets. Okay, predominantly you must completely untuck the bottom sheet. This makes life much easier and much easier to make an occupied bed. You must remember too, when you're rolling the patient, you maintain their dignity and you keep them covered.
Right, excuse me, miss, I'm just going to roll you over. You roll over towards me. And obviously we keep bearing in mind privacy, try and keep the patient covered as much as possible. We would obviously have the curtains around in the hospital ward, but for the purposes of this we don't have.
Okay, so with this bottom sheet I've rolled it as far as I can. You can see it's a nice tight roll and I've placed it as far possible under the patient as I can. I proceed with the clean sheet, making the bottom as you normally would. This is where it gets just a little bit tricky. Okay, I've unfolded this sheet and I'm going to just keep rolling and rolling until I can tuck it under. Now I would still find that line in the middle of the sheet.
And so my job while this is going on is just to make sure that the patient feels comfortable and secure. So just holding on to her, she's not going anywhere. So basically the clean one goes under the
is
dirty
rolled
one.
and tucked underneath the dirty sheet, which is your old top sheet. So then you proceed as you would normally with your hospital corners. Down. And then I tuck it all the way along as you normally would for a bottom sheet, ensuring that I have moved this sheet and tucked it under as far as I can.
So now we're going to roll you over. If you go over to Kelly.
Just remind the patient that they are rolling over a lump, which is 2 sheets rolled up.
So obviously our patient is rolled over now, so now I can see what I'm dealing with, or really easily I can pull out the bottom sheet, roll it up and put it into the linen skip. And I just proceed to make the second half of the bed in exactly the same way that Kelly did. Proper hospital corners. Make sure you put it nice and tight. Up there's your triangle. Tuck it in. And roll our patient back over, and there you have an occupied bed change.
Obviously you could change then the top sheet and blanket, but you just do one at a time, keeping it covered.